To all the black men who date women outside of their race, white women, Latino women, Asian women, Hispanic women, Indian women, all of the women's. Okay? I'm telling you something, and I hope I speak on behalf of all black women when I say this, okay? This might be the nicest thing a black woman has ever said to you, so I want you to listen up. Open your ears, okay, brother? Do you hear me, Jamal? Marcus, are you listening? Terrence, I need you to the front. Somebody go get Kevin. Please go get him. All right? You're free to go. You're free. You're released from the shackles of the melanin. You are welcome to go. Okay? You don't have to be over here. And you know this, man. You know this. But I want to remind you that you are free to go. Y'all seen that movie, The Color Purple, when that white lady brought Miss Sophia home to stay with her kids for Christmas? And what she looked at her and told Sophia, she said, you can stay all day. But in our case, we gonna drive ourselves back. We good. For real, we mean it. You can stay all day. Just don't mention us in conversations that we're not present at. You ain't gotta answer questions about us that aren't being asked. You don't have to feel like unprovoked that you want to talk about us. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to mention us. Okay? You could just go. You understand what I say? You can stay all day. To all the black men.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, man, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, Rawchaa Qadash, the ones that the head elders and apostles of Great Millstone who we want to teach well. I also want to give a shout out there to the hopeful elect, to you Akim, and for you Aquath who are sincerely in this truth, as well as believers as well, not just believers, but those as well, man. And again to you, I'd like to say Shalom. All right, this is just going to be another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah by Yahawashi. So y'all can bear with me. Yeah, this is just going to be another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawah by Yahawashi, man. And like always, Lord willing, this lesson's edifying, man. But getting into it, man. Yo, Keisha, man, you through. All right, Keisha, you through. And as you just seen the video, she's saying, you know, you black man, you can go ahead, date outside your race, as if, you know, Jake need her permission. All right, but this just showing you that really her kingdom is falling, okay, because she's joined hand in hand with the devil, man. All right, the so-called white man. And how has she done that? Well, she's cleaved unto his system and really totally neglected, you know, her duty as being a woman or a wife to the Israelite men, okay, all to cleave unto the system, okay. So, you know, that's what she have chose. That's the route that she chose, and she's losing grip, okay, because Daddy Esau, his kingdom is falling apart. So that means that means her kingdom is falling apart as well. All right, and even she, once again, like I said, she's losing grip, man. Okay, and a lot of these women finna get ready to crash out. All right, because they're not gonna be chose. All right, and Isaiah 4:1, which we're gonna get that. Okay, Isaiah 4:1 is going to come to play. All right, it's prophecy. Okay, and I'm gonna say this too, just like the head elders and apostles once said. I believe it was King Marshall that quoted it. All right, we don't need the black woman to bring back the kingdom. All right, once again, we do not need the black woman to bring back the kingdom, because it starts by the way of the man. Okay, it starts by the way of the man. All right, the man carried the seed, the man has the life. All right, so once again, we don't need the black woman to bring back the kingdom. And that's what you're going to have, man, when brothers getting beamed up, okay, and we come down off those chariots, all right, because it's only going to be a remnant that's going to be saved. Now, you're going to have Israelite women that's going to be delivered, all right. You're going to always have way more women than men, all right, just to bring back the kingdom, okay, to bring back not the kingdom, but the nation. All right, but like I was saying, when we come down off those chariots, man, we're going to be conquering and devouring, man. All right, we're going to be taking shit over, and trust and believe we're going to be getting women of the other nations, man, whether you want to accept it or not. All right, and Keisha really don't like that shit. All right, she don't really like it. That's why she hurt. You know, and when you go into the comments, you see a lot of Jakes getting on her ass. You know, say like, we need or care about your approval. Okay, I ain't even see this video. I might click on it. It says there's a reason they don't want to be with black women. Hey, and I think this is a so-called white man. Yeah, this is a so-called white man. All right, it could be Jake, but he said there's a reason they don't want to be with black women, blackened women. Oh, man, this is spirit. Yeah, it is a reason, man. Because, see, Jake tired of the bullshit, man. All right? Says we don't care. We was doing that anyway. You're not speaking for all black women. All right? And yeah, you got some women, you know, some black women, they crashing out about it because they like, you know, what is going on? Oh, look, this what's going on. You know, you unstable creature. You didn't want to get right, man. You gave us a hard time. So now we're seeking peace elsewhere, man. And a lot of Jakes are catching on, man. Not just the men of the Lord, but even these Jakes that are in the world. They're catching on. They fed up with Keisha's bullshit, man. All right? But let's get into some of these scriptures, man. We're going to come back. We're going to come right back to that video, Salakia. All right, but let's, what do I want to start? Matter of fact, let's get Isaiah 4:1. Like we quoted. This is Isaiah 4:1. It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Okay, ultimately going to take away our shame. All right, because a lot of women are going to be single, and you seeing it throughout the media. A lot of women are really single. Men don't want to deal with them no more. Okay, we tired of the bullshit. All right, you don't want to get right. You ain't nothing but an extra damn bill, and then you got inflation going up. So who wants an extra bill when inflation going up, man? All right, so a lot of men are saying, man, to hell with these relationships, man. I just want the cool bar, man. All right, I just want, you know what I mean? Throw my log in some water. That's all I want, you know? That's Jake. That's the mindset of Jake right now. Because they're over these women, man. These women ain't nothing but extra baggage. You see? And they're a liability. All right? They're not an asset at all. They're not here to help make life easier at all. But they're here to, again, to make life much harder. Especially if she got kids, man. All right? And a lot of women, and I say this just in my walk, man. You know, and it could be the spirit. You know what I mean? Can't look over the spirit, you know. But, man, a lot of women I done tried to deal with or maybe just talk to. A lot of them bitches be coming with sicknesses and shit, man. You know what I mean? A lot of them be you know, it's always something with them, man. You know? And it just be on the spirit like, yo, nah, that's, you know what I mean? Hey, look, shorty, I don't need that on my plate right now. You know? And calling on Yahawashi, Lord, never let it work out. You know, but, you know, a lot of them be having sicknesses, the ones I do talk to and shit. It's literally a majority of them, man. Majority of the women I do talk to, you know, at times just have a conversation with, you know, get to know or whatever. You know, they have some type of baggage, man. You see? There's always something. And ain't nobody going to want to deal with that in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. So you women really going to have it bad out here. Yeah, and you got to hope that you get chose. You see? Moving on. Let's get Micah 2:10. I know we often get it. All right, but hey, it's the spirit. It's prophecy. Not Micah 2:10. What is that? What's that, Micah? Is that Micah 3:10? Let me see. Salaki, bear with me. Been a little minute since I grabbed that. Micah 7:10, yeah. It says, then she that is my enemy, I thought I had it highlighted. It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, Shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. So yeah, even the women that cast you off, okay, who was once in this truth and said to hell with you, you know, you what you believe in, you know, that it's not gonna happen or whatever. But hey, they gonna see it by these prophecies happening, and a lot of them Lord gonna let them live to see you have a room full of women, and she on the outside, man. You see, because a lot of wives you deal with, and it's something when I was first coming in that was pushed real hard, man. It was the spirit too, man. You know, a lot of brothers were saying, yeah, brothers, a lot of wives you deal with now, they ain't gonna be there in Jacob's trouble, man. A lot of your wives ain't gonna make it. And lo and behold, the woman I was dealing with in the truth, she's no longer here, man. You see? It's like the Lord was prophesying unto me, you know what I mean? But that's showing you again, man, Lord is finna do away with a lot of you fucking Israelite women, man. Okay, so lock it. Let me let this thing window up. Get a copyright or something, man. You know we in Babylon, land of confusion, man. Yeah, but it's grown ass man playing Trey songs or some shit, man. But yeah, you know, a lot of these women, you know, Lord is gonna do away with them, man. Because what? Their spirits ain't right, man. And again, going back to the quote that was quoted by the King Marsha, you know, the elder King Marsha, once years ago. All right, we don't need you black women to bring back the kingdom, man. All right, because guess what? When we get off those chariots, the Lord, scripture say, Lord, he changed not. All right, and this is what I wanted to start with. Okay, just like he told Noah, all right, Genesis 9:1, and Yahawah blessed Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. Okay, and even when you go into the creation of men, this is Genesis 1:28, and Yahawah blessed them, and Yahawah said unto them, be fruitful, which really that word that God, you know, right there going to the Elohim, okay, but it says be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. So that's what we're going to do. We get off those chariots. We're going to be fruitful and multiply, man. Scriptures say how a little one shall become 1,000. A small one shall become a nation. All right? That's what we're going to do. Scriptures going into the blessings of our wives. You know, how they're going to become a fruitful vine. They're going to be popping them out left and right, man. All right? But the thing is, a lot of you women ain't going to catch that first ticket, man. All right? A lot of you black women, you're going to be coming out the womb of some type of heathen, man. Now, how about that? You're going to be coming out the womb of maybe an Elamite, an Ishmaelite, hell, an Edomite. You know, however brothers, you know, get down with it, you know, whatever they choose until they like it, man. Because at the end of the day, it goes by the house of their fathers, man. All right? Because you are whatever your father is, man. Ain't no such thing as mixed race. That's Esau and his tactics. You know, to put color, you know, to be all about color, to throw you off. You know what I mean? Nah, man. You are what your father is, man. All right? And again, a lot of these, when we get down from the chariots, a lot of these, hey, we're gonna have Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, Elam. You know, I ain't no big fan of certain Hamites. I ain't no big fan of them, but I might have some Cushites, you know what I mean? You know, but brothers gonna have all that, man. And it's in our law to deal with that. I think it's Deuteronomy 21. Yep, we'll start at verse 10, and we'll close it out from here. It says, when thou goest forth to war against thy enemies, the Lord, Yahawah thy power, have delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken them captive, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. All right, we see a beautiful woman among the captives, among the heathen. This us get, you got to picture us doing this, just get off the chariots, man. We did it back then, but we're going to do it again, man. Ain't nothing new up under the sun. Okay, so we see one, you know what I mean? I'm a little Moabite, man, peep my eye, Oh, maybe an Ammonite, she peep my eye, Lord will. I'm on that number, and I desire to her, okay? It says, because you got to put yourself in these scriptures, man. It says that thou would have to have her to thy wife, all right? And you got to consider when you treat her as a wife, you treat her as like one of your own, Matter of fact, continue. It says, then thou shalt bring her home to thy house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails. So shave her hair, cut her hair off, cut her nails. It says, and she shall put the remnant of her captivity off of her, and she shall remain in thy house. So this showing you she's becoming one of us. She's becoming part of the covenant. You know what I mean? Like, she's becoming a wife. Okay? You take that slave, the slave remnant off her. You put her on a precious a dress, okay, with some jewels on it maybe. And it says, and bewail her. It says she shall remain in thy house. She's in the palace now. You know what I mean? The main courts of the palace where the other wives dwell. It says, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. Give her time to grieve a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. And the Chicago brothers was going into this. They mentioned it. It's the spirit. She shall be thy wife. You going into her, you do your thing with her. And they gonna cleave to Jake, like the brother had mentioned in the sit down with the Chicago brothers. Hey, they can't avoid the salt, man. They love the salt, you know what I mean? They gonna get with it. They gonna see us dancing, see how we dance, see how we eat, see how we do things, the music. They gonna love it. Something that they never heard of, man. You see, it says, if it shall be, if thou have no delight in her. Now this, if you don't want to deal with her, then thou shalt let her go whither she will, but thou shalt not sell her at all for money. Thou shalt not make merchandise of her, because thou hast humbled her. You just let her go. You just let her go on by the way. You don't want to deal after you done dealt with her and she still ain't doing right. She causing a problem. All right, get the fuck on. You cast her out, man. All right. So that's the spirit. You know what I mean? That's what we're gonna have, bro. We're gonna have concubines in the kingdom. All right. We're gonna have them. Hell, brothers dealing with them now. And a concubine ain't nothing but a lesser wife, man. All right. And a lot of these Eves, they're concubine material. None of them are wives. You see? So yeah, man, back to this Damon. All right, to hell with you, man. Yeah, you right. We through with you. We gonna have at it with these other nations. All right? We're gonna have at it with these other nations, man. Now I know it was a video she had in here, man. Let me see. It might not come up. If it don't come up, it's the spirit, Yeah, that's the spirit. She probably deleted it, man. I clicked on her page, and one thing she got in her video is yapping. Yapping, man. And I peeped the 144 the right way. The other corner where I say the right way. But yeah, man. All she doing is yapping, man. But yeah, man. Y'all see her name. You see her video. She got it up there for the world to see anyway. So if you want to go check out, look at her folly, look at it, You want to get in the spirit, go look at it. You see, but that's the main thing the black woman do is yap, man. Okay, the BLK woman is yap. She don't know how to be quiet. That's her problem, man. So yeah, man, I'm going to leave it with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time, I'd like to say,